I got a problem here. I just came down in my basement and noticed the sump pump was running, and we've had like 2 inches of rain so far today, and we got rain coming for the next 6-7 days, I guess. And the pump was running, and I came in and it wouldn't shut off, and it was hot, hot, hot. So I looked at it, I unplugged it, but I'll plug it back in for you. It's pumping, but mostly just swirling the water around. Sure, I'm glad I caught it. Thank you, Lord. So I need to get a new pump. It's just turned into a whirlpool. So I've got a friend coming over with a temporary pump, and then I'm going to have somebody monitor that while I go out and buy a sump pump. This isn't really the right one for this application anyways, but I got it free, so I used it for 20 years. But I'm going to get a pump that works. Set it up and I'll show you how I do it. Glad I caught it and it didn't flood the basement. Now a friend of mine kindly brought me a little pump over. Runs off of 12-volt battery, so I hooked up some jumper cables, ran it over to the battery, and to turn it on and off, all I need to do is touch the battery, and I've got a hose run over to the sump pit, into the pump, and then a hose running from the pump out the back window. I put the hose in the sump pit, in the water, and that pump either doesn't work or it's not able to draw. So what I'm going to do is prime it. Brought a gallon of water down here. I'm going to prime it, fill up the hose over to the pump, then put my finger over the end of the hose, put it down in the water, and hopefully it'll pump. Alright. And I need to keep it sealed until I get it in the water, otherwise it'll all pour out and lose the prime. That water's getting high enough. It's getting into the pump, which isn't good. Let's see if this works real quick. If it doesn't, I gotta get that out of there. And we're pumping. Thankfully. Now I've got a helper coming over who's going to monitor this, because I don't want that pump just to run and then it runs dry and burn up that pump. Might need some adapters. I don't know. We'll see what kind of pump we get and what we need to make it work. Okay, I just went and got a new pump. I drained the tank out as much as I could. It stopped raining here temporarily, so it's not running in the tank. I also got a check valve because I'm going to have to cut this. This is 1.25 inch pipe. Some people use 1.5 inch. If there's a check valve already in there, I thought I had one in with this pump, but if I don't have one, then I'm going to use the check valve. If not, I'm just going to use the coupling. So let's go ahead and cut the pipe, get this pump out, and get the other one set up. Alright, well there definitely is a check valve in there. But whether it's in the pump or down at the bottom, I don't know. But it was holding the water, which is great. Otherwise, if you don't have a check valve in there, you're just going to fill the tank back up and your pump's going to be running all the time. And we'll just pull this old pump out. There is a check valve right here. So I'm going to see if I can get this off. I don't know. Oh yeah, I didn't put it on too tight. But I need that joint in the future because I wouldn't have had to pull this out like this if I had had the coupling on there. But here's our check valve right here. The water comes through, it pushes that lip down, and then after it's finished running, that lip pops back. And here's our new pump. I bought a cheap one. I looked at the reviews. Unless you want to spend a lot of money, the reviews on this, there are, I think, 1,000 reviews, and it was like 4.5 or something like that. So I decided to go ahead and give that a try, and after I've got this set up, it's going to be very easy to change it out if I need to. Then I went and got a check valve, and I'll put a link down below if you want to get one. Otherwise, you can go to your big box store and pick one up. And I'm going to make sure these are tight. I didn't notice that it was loose. But you can use this for 1¼ pipe, or turn this around and use it for 1½ inch. And if I can reuse this check valve, I'll go ahead and just put a sleeve on there between the two pipes. Comes with information and instructions. What they're saying on this label is you can test this for no more than 10 seconds just to make sure it works before you go ahead and install it and go through the work of it. And I guess I'll plug it in just to make sure it's working. Now I've got it plugged in, but the float's got to come up for it to run. So the water comes up. And the way this works is there's a ball in there and it falls back and completes the connection. And that's what makes this run. So the water's got to come all the way up here to make it run. So we're good. Unplug. I've got a check valve here and it was working. So all I need to do is screw this in. Uh-oh. Wrong size. This is 1¼ inch and I need 1½ inch, so I'm going to have to get an adapter. Okay, here's a couple things I want to do. Since I found that loose screw, I want to make sure this is all tight. Keep water out of it. And this is for the float. To adjust it, you can slide it back and forth. I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Now, as you saw, this check valve is 1¼ inch thread. Didn't work in here. Went back to the hardware store and got an 1¼ inch female to go into an 1½ inch male. That way we don't have to cut any pipe, change anything, and I can return this, save some money. Now I just need to put my sleeve on here. I figured about halfway, half the pipe's in here and the top half's in there. So I'll just slide this on, and then I'll tighten it down when we get over there so I have easy access to these. I don't want them on the back side. Let's take it over and install it. And I'm pumping it out one more time, as well as took all the little flakes from cutting the pipe because I don't want that to get in the new pump. I'm just wiping this out to make sure it's nice and clean. And any of those plastic flakes I picked up, all wiped out. Get a nice, fresh, clean start. Now I have to say that other pump I got from a job site, a house I was building, and that thing lasted 24 years. So I can't complain about that. Now we can put the new pump in. Hey, 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 we're making progress. And the other thing I'd like to do is put the top on and see how that is going to work out with this. I never used this before. As you saw, that other one was a lot taller and couldn't be used. Okay, I'm going to tighten this bottom one up since I think I'm oriented okay here. And now we'll put this in. I put another mark just so I know that I've gotten this in far enough. There we go. There, it just bottomed out. And I'll tighten this other one down. We got our check valve down there. We're good. I'm going to zip tie this so I can plug it in. Of course, we got a GFCI outlet here. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and fill this up and test it out. All right, we're going to go ahead and fill the tank. And you can see the float rising. And when it gets up high enough to drop that ball to complete the connection, hopefully that pump will run. And of course you want to make sure when you put these in that you don't obstruct that float. It's got to be able to come up. If it gets stuck, the pump won't go on. Beautiful. And it's shut off. So now we're protected. There's more rain coming the next 5 days. The basement will not flood. That pump will carry the water out away from the house. And in the future, it'll be very easy to change this out because of this coupling we put on there. If this video was a help to you, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. And I look forward to helping you with other projects online.